This is Cheryl Patel. I'm here with another video for you guys today. Today I'm going to be using another Gina K Designs product. I'm going to be using her Curved Floral Layering Bundle, and we'll be making a card with it. I'll be using the die to cut out the floral design. I'll be using the stencils that come with this kit. I'll be using Gina K inks and Gina K paper. And let's get started. So off camera, I die cut the floral design, and now we're going to do the stenciling. I'm going to put it down on one of my sticky mats so it holds it in place for me. And we'll start with the Gina K Designs stencils. On the bottom it tells you stencil 1, and you know that's the first stencil you're supposed to use. So I'm going to line this up with my image. It's pretty easy to line up. You pick one side, you line it up, and then you make the other side line up as well. And the sticky mat is a little sticky. It's wanting to hold on to my stencil, but we'll get it. It just takes a second or two, and we'll get this all lined up, and we'll start our inking. All right, that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to push it down good. I also have some Post-it notes that I'm not needing just yet. So the color inks I'm going to use today are the Gina K Light Carnation, the Gina K Medium, no, that's Dark Carnation, and the Medium Carnation. I'm going to use Fresh Asparagus. I'm going to use Lucky Clover, and I'm going to use a teeny tiny bit of the Light Lilac. We are going to start with the green colors because on this stencil we're doing the leaves. I'm going to start with the Lucky Clover. And I'm going to ink up all the leaves in the Lucky Clover. I'm just going to go in a circular motion to get all of the openings colored in with this Lucky Clover. I'm going to tap a little bit of ink off, and then I'm going to go in for some more Lucky Clover. I go in circles, and I do go both directions to try to get all the corners filled in. Tap off the excess. Gina K stencils are really nice. They do a very nice job of getting the colors exactly where you want them to be. It makes it easy for beginners to get things colored. I'm not very good at coloring with Copics, or I haven't even really tried the colored pencils yet. I do want to give that a try with the Gamsol, but I haven't tried yet. But stencils make it easy to get everything to look nice. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to color just a few of the leaves with the Fresh Asparagus to get a darker color in there. Just going to color a few of the leaves. I want to get something a little darker on a couple of the leaves, just to get a little variety. I'm trying to keep it just to the individual leaf that I'm coloring. And with these, I do less of a circular motion, more of just a straight motion. All right, I think that's probably good enough. I think I need just a tiny bit more ink right here. Try not to get that other leaf colored. All right, and let's see what that looks like. Take up my stencil. And I like it. I've got two different color green leaves there. I'm going to use my tidy towel. It's also from Gina K to wipe off my stencil. Try to limit my staining on there. These are very well loved stencils. I've used these quite a few times. This is an older set. I bought this when it was a kit, probably about a year ago. And I've used it quite a few times. It's such an easy technique, and you get such amazing results from it. All right, now we're going to go on and we're going to do the flowers. So again, I'm going to line this up and with the paper. And it'll take just a second. And once we get it lined up, we can add the ink on. That looks pretty good. I am going to start with my lightest shade of pink, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to start with my lightest shade of pink, and we're going to ink up all these flowers. These little berries over here I'm going to avoid doing because I don't want them light pink, so I'm actually going to get a Post-it paper, and I'm going to put it covering that up so that we don't accidentally get them. And in the end, you know what, it wouldn't even matter because I'm going to do them a darker shade of pink, so it wouldn't have mattered, but just to try to do it the correct way. Not that there's overly a correct way. Everybody does things a little bit differently. I'm trying to make it very neat and perfect, which never happens in my world. I'll probably end up videoing this 2 or 3 times before I accept it as acceptable. But I'm going over these flowers, not too heavy. I'm not pushing too much because I want to keep it a fairly light pink. All right. Now, I'm going to use the same blending brush because now I'm going with a darker pink and it really doesn't matter at this point. I'm going to use the dark carnation to do these little berries over here. I just need a little bit, and then I'm going to go and ink up these berries so they're a nice vibrant pink. And now what I'm going to do, because I'm going to go back to the medium pink and lighter pink, I think I learned this trick from Kathy Zielski. I love her videos also. I'm going to just take a roll of paper towels and get off a lot of the extra pink ink on it. And then I'll be able to use it on the medium pink without, you know, putting too much extra pink into that color. Let's put the lid back on the dark, and we're going to switch stencils again. I'm going to clean this off again with a tidy towel. Got to be a little gentle with some of these stencils because some of them are very delicate and you don't want to tear your stencil, especially when it's one of your favorite ones and you're going to want to use it over and over again. Let me wipe my work surface too. I don't want to stain that. All right. So now I'm going to put stencil 1 aside and I'm going to go on to stencil 2. And we want to put the 2 towards the, no, it was towards the side. And we're going to line this up with the design. So what I'm going to do is these 2 little ones here, I'm going to line up first. And that should pretty much put the others exactly where they belong. I think that's pretty good, and we're going to use the medium carnation here. No, you know what? We're going all the way to the dark carnation. I changed the plan. We're going to use the dark carnation. It's going to get the center of the flowers and then these 2 little flowers over there. So I'm going to ink up my brush again, and I'm going to go over these flowers. Get some nice dark color in the middle there on both of them, as well as these 2 little ones. I need a little more ink. I want to get them nice and dark. And even. Looks like that's pretty good. peel that off. Oh, I'm really liking how that's coming out. I'm going to wipe this off again with my tidy towel. And we have one last part. And with this stencil is an interesting one. It's going to get, see these empty spaces here? There's an empty space here and an empty space here. This is going to fill them all in. I think a nice shade of gray would look nice there, but I don't have one that I think is light enough for that. I need to order a very, very pale gray. But I'm going to use a very pale lilac for there, and that's the light lilac. Just trying to line this all up. I think that's pretty good. And I'm going to again rub off any extra ink on my purple blending brush. Nah, there's really nothing. It's probably the same brush I used for this color the last time. And I am going to very lightly ink up those 3 little spots. So I'm going to tap off very lightly. I just want basically a little bit of a shadow in there. Just to kind of fill in those spots a little bit. Don't want too much color. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I like it. We're going to go with that. So now that coloring is done. So I'm done with my ink blending for now. Put all my inks away. Make a little space. We're going to put this away as well. And we're going to work on the card base now. This is a totally new technique to me, but I really like how it's looking. So take 2 on this, because the first try I did with this, I did not use watercolor paper. And you have to use watercolor paper. It absorbs the water differently than regular paper. So I have these mica powders. They are by PDB Blanks and Glitter. This one is called Jamaican Sea. It's a teal color. And then I'm going to use the same company. This one's called LOL. It's a purple color. And I just want to get some on the paper. So I'm going to use a paintbrush. I'm dipping it into the powder. And then I'm going to tap it off all around the paper to try to get a nice color all around. Lots of mistakes go into the making of these videos on the first try where I was using the wrong paper. I also accidentally sprayed alcohol on the next step instead of water, and that doesn't work very well either. So please don't think anybody who's doing these videos on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else is perfect. We all make mistakes, and a lot of us take several tries to get the videos correct. So please, people that, you know, don't want to share their cards and their crafts on Facebook and different places, please just start sharing. We all started somewhere. All right, I think that's a good amount of the teal. Now we're going to do some of the purple. I'm going to use a different color paintbrush. I mean a different paintbrush so we don't mix the 2 colors in my jar. Not that I don't think purple and teal together wouldn't be pretty, but oh, I'd rather keep them pure color. Oh, got a lot there. Maybe I can scoop some of this up. Hopefully that's not going to be too blobby, but this paper this paper is quite a bit larger than A2 size, so we're going to be cutting it up and using just a portion of it. So if we have to, we won't use that portion. So a little more purple, and then we're going to add some water to get the watercolor effect. I think I tried using a little spoon. I think this paintbrush method gets a lot smaller little blurbs on it. I was getting a lot of bigger droplets when I was using the little spoon, so I think I like this paintbrush method better. It's a little bit hard to clean the paintbrushes. I might try to go to the sink next time. I've just been using some alcohol to clean them, and it's a little harder that way. So maybe if I go to the sink and just rinse them with water, it might be easier. All right, so put the lids back on so I don't get water in them, and now I'm going to do the waters part. Kind of like that look. What are y'all thinking? I think I want a little more of the teal color, especially over in this corner. A little bit more. And some over there. And I think we need a little more water on that big blob of purple there. I'm going to move it around a little bit. Now I kind of like it the way it is, but I am going to dab off. There's a lot of water right here. I'm going to do a little dab of it to remove some of the extra. Probably remove too much. Let's put a little more on. See how it kind of spreads the color when you add the water? I think a little bit more. And eventually you do just have to stop because you can't make it perfect. It's not a perfect technique. It's kind of more of an abstract technique. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I do have to just put away the mica powders now, I think. Spray a tiny bit more water on and let it sit. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it sit. So in the die set, you have two different dies. You have this one and you have this one. This cuts this out, or this. I've done this 2 different times. This one, this die, cuts out this pretty overlay. So I cut this out off screen. And I decided to go back to the original one, the pink one. I think it's going to look fine. And now we're going to glue this on. This is a little tricky to do. This is the hardest part about this die set, is trying to get this lined up just right. So I'm going to use some glue. And I'm going to add dots of glue to it. And make sure you put your glue on the correct side. So you want your berries on that side. So this side is where we're going to put the glue. I'm going to put dots of glue all around. It's going to be a little messy because it's so small. Once you get all your glue dots on, you're going to now carefully try to line this up. I usually pick somewhere in the middle to start. It's very difficult to do though. I'll pick somewhere in the middle to start and slowly work my way around until everything is lined up just right. And try to get this side lined up. And then once you get them all lined up, then you're just going to tap them in place. And usually I have a block. I can still use ink pads too to try to get some pressure on there. And now I cut my black. This is the bottom layer of my card. It's going to be 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. The watercolor paper I cut the 4 by 5 1/4, and then that's both of them are going to mount on a white A2 card base. So we can do that. I'm going to use a tape runner for this. I use both tape runner and glue. Depends on exactly what I'm doing. Anything fine detail, I'm going to use the glue because I have a very fine glue applicator. But things like this, I'm going to use my tape runner, and I'm going to just line this up right in the middle. There's a very, very thin border that's going to be left around. Very thin, almost negligible. This is 1/16 of an inch. Just a little to give it something, and I'm going to put tape on watercolor paper. I'm going to put a lot of tape on this because it's a little bit warped from the water. So I'm going to put a decent amount of tape on it so we can try to get nice and flat. So I'll go on edge and I'll put the lines down the middle as well. To try to get nice and flat. And we're going to center that on black. You have just a slightly larger border of black. Oh, it's not quite right. Put that down, and then I'm going to glue this right there. And I'm leaving this spot down here for my sentiment. I don't like to put sentiments on cards until I'm ready to send them because I never know what I exactly want it for. So let's glue this on. I will use glue for this because there's a lot of small pieces. So we'll get some glue going on all the little pieces. I like to get up to the tips of most of the sections so it holds down nice and flat. I normally use my tweezers to hold this. I don't know why. Again, I'm working in 2 different rooms. I've been up and down basement steps about 25 times today because I keep forgetting supplies. Probably not enough glue there. I don't have my tweezers, so I'll use the tweezers. So these are the reverse tweezers. I'm going to use this to set this down. Right about there, and I'll push it down. And I'm going to use my ink pad again, put a little pressure on the top. And now this card, done. Again, I'm leaving the space for a future sentiment. The one I was thinking about using was the sending hug. It would look really nice right there, stamped in black ink. But again, I like to leave my sentiments off until I'm ready to send a card to someone. So there you have it. If you like my card, like my video, please like it. I also appreciate it if you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to them. Thanks very much. Have a great day, guys. See you next time. Bye.